Hi there, and welcome to Susan Wire, the platform where we speak truth to power. This evening, we want to dissect something. Um, I need you as Africans to really understand, particularly those of you who are in Nigeria, the place called Nigeria. You are being defrauded by those in government and the entire system. And like I've always said, and I always like to remind you this, you are the sovereign and you possess the powers to hold them to account. We're going to talk about this in a little bit more detail. We'll come back and talk about that, how you can do that in greater detail. But what I want you to know, I'm going to play you a video. You're going to hear Femi Falana talk about some a few months back now, talk about £9 billion worth of gold taken annually from Nigeria, taken from Nigeria annually by private jet, as you see. So you can see the gold. That's the gold there, taken from Nigeria. These are huge mineral resources. I think there's an estimated 600 tons of gold in Nigeria. Estimated. It could be well worth more than that. But every year, they've been taking out $9 billion worth annually without stop via private jets. Those in government, they are obviously not taking any corrective action on this. And we, as citizens, we have the right to hold them to account. They need to explain to us why they are allowing this to happen. This should be money going into our coffers, providing infrastructure for you and I as citizens of Nigeria. You wanting to break free from Nigeria, this is the why. But I'm saying we cannot break free from Nigeria without a mechanism. Until we get that mechanism, this money we need to begin to participate in our governance, to ask questions collectively. Nothing is you will not this will not fall into our laps unless we take collective action together. This will not fall into our laps. No amount of praying will change what is going on. It is our collective action that will change it. This is shocking just look at the pictures and you can see the gold on the screen. I'm trying to tell you something here. You can no longer how now annually tell me, how has Allah or Jesus Christ stopped this looting annually? Tell me. I'd like to know. You can pray all you like. It's not going to stop the looting. It is our collective action. You have to cast aside this religious nonsense that's filled your head. Cast it aside. Take action. This is money. We are a wealthy nation. Those in power, unless we begin to participate in our governance, and I will read that to you later on. But let us watch this video. Watch this video.
Just yesterday, a friend was asking me, how can this government appoint Dele Alaki as Minister of Petroleum? I mean, solid mineral. It should be information. I said, do you know the implication? That annually, $9 billion worth of gold is illegally taken out of Nigeria. With according to a former minister, Dr. Oga, through private jets.
Private jet.
Oh, yes.
$9 billion.
Yes, $9 billion. Gold alone.
They've been able to put a value to it.
Oh, yes. You can Google. I'm not talking of lithium. I'm not talking of other resources. I just handle a case in Ocean State. You know, under our Minerals Act, if you are mining gold or any mineral, solid mineral, in my farm, in my land, what does the law provide? 100 naira per acre. I know the law. So you are moving me out of my land. I'm a farmer. This is where I farm. But you said, no, get out of the place. The government has taken over your land. We'll pay you 100 naira. So they were going to give our client 150,000 naira. And they came to us, what are we going to do with this? I said, don't worry, we'll go to court. So we went to court in a Federal High Court Osogbo. Oh, the other lawyer said, no, this is what the law provides. I said, no. Section 44(1) of the Constitution says, if you take over my land for public purpose, I will prepare a fair and just compensation.
Okay, please, I want to do something quickly. I'm just going to go to that section 41 of the Constitution. I need you to see that. This is something we need to follow. Yes. He mentioned that, and I want you to look at it. Section 41. I'm sorry if I had to interject quickly, but unless we begin to take action collectively like this, nothing is going to change. Forget the prayer nonsense, and I make no apologies for saying that. Your prayers are useless in the face of this swindle, barefaced fraud. Section 41. And I wrote there, I mean, unless we participate in that process and begin to make the changes, nothing's going to change. Section 44.1. So let's go and look at 44.1, what is said. Because I like to bring this in. 44.1. Okay. It says here, no movable property. Yeah, are you listening? Let me highlight it in case you don't see it. No movable property or any interest in an immovable property shall be taken possession of compulsorily, and no right over interest in any such property shall be acquired compulsorily in any part of Nigeria, except in the manner and for the purposes prescribed by law that, among other things, A, requires prompt payment of compensation thereof. B, gives any person claimed to such compensation a right to access for determination of his interest in the property and the amount of compensation to a court of law or tribunal having jurisdiction in that part of Nigeria. I'm just showing you this. This is, let me just make that up. I want to not make it up. Let me just show you. I need you to see it. So are you seeing what he's talking about now? This is in our constitution. The government is not supposed to compulsorily take it and pay you 150,000 naira for something worth billions. That's daylight robbery. But because we are not participating in our governance, and if we are not participating in our governance, what hope do we have when we go for Biafra nation or Yoruba nation? What hope? We need to start participating now. Let me read that section about the participation to buttress the point even further. Here we go. So I need you to see it in English. It's here. The constitution is a fraud. You can make the constitution relevant by participating in the process and changing sections, key sections, having an update, demanding and participating in the process by monitoring the actions of the senators and House of Reps on a daily basis. You have to participate in your governance. Section 14.2c states, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Of course, the overall power is that you are sovereign. 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You see why you need to participate. If you don't, this kind of injustice will continue. No amount of prayer will stop the injustice because we are not participating in our governance. We are the checks and balance on our governance. And of course, let me read it to you in Yoruba. I will always do that. In Yoruba, it states 14.2a. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni síjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbà gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Simply reiterates sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Notice I'm reading that off head. I'm not looking at it's not on the screen. I'm reading the other off head. And the section 14.2c states, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn ní ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè, which means the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. I keep saying it, no amount of prayer will stop the looting. It is going to require our collective effort to begin to participate in our governance as mandated in the constitution. We need to teach this. That's why I'm coming to teach this in Yoruba language. And we want every brothers to do the same. Hausas, Middle Beltans. We have to participate, monitor our governance on a daily basis even, and have town hall meetings every month to get updates. Now let's go forward. So that relates to what he was saying. I needed to just talk about that because it's quite painful to hear what is said there. That listen.
The law, the judge, this man awarded 250 million naira to our client. But you know what I discovered? Unfortunately, after the case, unfortunately for the company, we discovered in 5 years that company will make a profit of $500 million.
Did you hear that? The company will make $500 million. Why is our government willing to give money meant for the citizens away to foreign companies? Whose interest are they serving? Is it we, the people, or the foreign company? These are questions we need to be asking. Unless we participate in this process, we can't leave Nigeria. I kid you not. A lot of people will come and tell you stories. I'm telling you the facts. I want Yoruba Nation, but we need a mechanism. We have to put a mechanism. The only mechanism that will function is the one in which we, the citizens, begin to participate. Let's go ahead.
No tax. Do you run a country that way? And you are asking the poor, tighten your belt.
There you go. So this is on channels, obviously. So I needed to make that point. I needed to make that point very clear. So let me go and read the thing to you that I was showing you before. We're going to come and talk about the Harry issue later on another broadcast. But I wanted to touch on this because this is very, very pivotal and important to us. Now, so going back here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Based on what San Femi Falana said, $9 billion worth of gold illegally taken from the country. Yet, the government will say they haven't got funds to build our roads, our water, our light. There is no accountability. The only way to ensure accountability, and I'm telling you that if we do not start this now, before Nigeria disintegrates into different areas, it would simply mushroom and start off under Yoruba Nation, under Biafra, under Middle Belt. Let us come together now and get our people, our coming generation, used to the fact that they are the monitor, they are the checks and balance on our governance. And we have to face this. $9 billion worth of gold leaving that country every year. That is something that is going to be beneficial to all of the nations when we go our separate ways. We can't ignore this. We really cannot ignore it. I mean, I'm looking at those figures and my head is spinning. How do you see this? How do you $9 billion taken off, flown out to the Western countries? $9 billion worth of gold smuggled out annually via private jets to Western countries out of Nigeria's estimated 600,000 tons of gold mineral reserves. No prayer will solve this one. Our collective participation in our governance on a daily basis and town hall meeting in all 704 local government area is the solution. And we want to encourage you. The solution to the problems lies within our communities. It's empowering the people to be aware of the powers that they possess as citizens. Section 69, you can recall your senator and your House of Reps. Let me even show you as I'm talking about it. It's not about crying and getting upset. What are we going to do? Section 69. If they are not doing what you want, you can recall them. I'm showing you on the screen. I need you to know you have the power, and I'm trying to tell you how you can use it. Please take note of it. Section 69. A member of the Senate or House of Reps may be recalled as such member if there is presented to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission a petition that in that behalf signed by more than one half of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in that member, and the petition is thereafter in a referendum conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission within 90 days of the state date of receipt of the petition, approved by a simple majority of the votes of the persons registered to vote in the member's constituency. You have it there. Member of the House of Reps may be recalled. This is what I'm saying to you. You have that power. Let me see that. I think there's 69. I think it's 79 as well. Yeah. Let me see. I just want to check something here. 1 second. So you've seen 79 now. 69, sorry. 69, they can recall House of Reps. They can be recalled. Yeah? And that is what I'm saying now. We need to really understand what has been done here. And unless we begin to take that, tackle, understand things. We will continue to be oppressed in our own land. $9 billion annually, not just one off. This is annually. One second. Yeah, so as stated, a member of the Senate or the House of Representatives may be recalled as such a member if there is presented to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission a petition that in that behalf signed by more than 1.5 of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in that member. And B, the petition is thereafter in a referendum conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission within 90 days of that receipt of the petition, approved by a simple majority of votes of the persons registered to vote in that constituency. Once they all vote, firstly you put the petition before them, then the people vote. Once they vote, then they will now set up a new election. These are the powers as you possess. You can. These are the powers we possess, and that's why we keep talking about it. Please do share this broadcast. How do you see this? How are you seeing this? Does this make you upset? The object is not to make you feel powerless. The object is to empower you to use those powers, and that's why I keep talking about it. So, of course, subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us reach more people. We really, truly do need your support. $9 billion worth of gold stolen annually. That is very, very wrong. That is totally unacceptable. What I would say is I would urge us to really look at that and begin to really understand that the only way we can really solve this is our continuous active participation. If we don't participate, nothing will change. And I'm not saying it is cost free, but we will have to put ourselves together collectively as communities. That's the only way to confront this injustice. Anything else is pie in the sky. No amount of prayer can solve this. It requires our active participation. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you've been watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're showing you what is going on here. This is crazy. This is absolutely horrifying. It is horrifying. What's your take on this? How do you see this? How do you see this? It is shocking. It is shocking beyond words. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth power. Don't forget to subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. You need to participate in the process. That's the only solution. Collective participation at local level is the solution. If we don't do that, nothing else will work. I am sure of that. And of course, it's going to be daunting when we start. We need to be focusing on the coming generation. And they are the ones that are really going to do this work. My generation, we need to be empowering them with this information. This type of information is very important for them to have. Just look at that picture. The gold is flying out of the country, denying the sovereigns to whom those resources belong, because they are the money that the government pays to the politicians comes from we the people. That denying us funds to build our infrastructure, and we can no longer be sitting aside any longer. Let's hear your thoughts. You're of course watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth about later on. Thank you and bye for now. Bye for now.